3, 2, 1, clap, sync. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Critical Podcast. This is a very special episode because we have a very special guest.
Yes,
He's
sir.
somewhat of a dinosaur expert, a Civil War hater, an Age of Ultron defender.
Mm-hmm.
And what else do we have to say about him?
He's been our friend since
He's been our friend
the first
forever.
grade.
He is our best friend.
Yeah,
And
this is the trio. This is
the trio.
This is the day one trio.
This is the trio, and this is the main man right here, the main man of the trio, the golden funny man, just
the leader of the friend
the
group.
leader.
You guys are flattering, but I wouldn't take all
But
that credit.
Welcome our guest Izeah. He's been our friend for a very, very long time. We love talking about movies together and whatnot. We all love Marvel, DC, and you know all the
stuff.
shows and
Yep.
stuff.
Of course.
So we're so glad to have you on the podcast.
Thank you. It's nice to be here, actually. I've been wanting to be on here for the longest time.
So, of course, if you don't mind, we're going to just start off light. We'll do some questions, and then we'll be able to do a movie trilogy bracket, which I think will be very fun.
That sounds
And
cool.
then we can do some agree or disagree. I think
That's gonna be really
will
fun.
be fun. And we also we can blind rank MCU movies. So, like, I'll
Alright.
just
Ooh,
give you a
okay.
random MCU movie and you blind rank
Yeah,
it.
no, let's go
So,
for it.
should we just start
Let's
out
get
with
into
some questions?
rapid fire questions.
Oh,
You we switch. So you go. I go.
Okay.
All right.
Want me to start first?
Yes.
Who are you?
Izeah Bonilla.
Okay. What's your favorite video game?
Favorite video game? Spider-Man PS4.
Interesting. Better than the Arkham games?
I'd have to say so.
All 4 of them.
I don't know. It's a close contender with a couple.
All right, you go.
He was not.
Oh yeah.
prepared.
What is your dream car?
Dream
Is that-
car? Now, at first, it was a GMC 2005 white van. No.
What do you need a
Why?
van for?
Why
was
2000
all-
Explain
okay.
to us.
I would like to explain that.
No, hold on. Specifically 2005
Yes.
and a white van.
This is weird. You got to explain.
I will explain. Might be a bit cheesy, but Markiplier's van.
Markiplier's
Oh,
van.
wow.
He does have a nice van.
No, the barrel, remember? It got
Oh,
destroyed.
the Unasana song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was based off that. I just wanted a van just to pimp out the inside of it. Like,
Hell
Your
yeah,
whole
that would
your
be
whole
sick.
dream car just to honor Unis Honest.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't that. But I actually looked into it. It was It
Inspiration.
was pretty interesting.
Oh.
You're wearing a Pokemon shirt. You obviously like Pokemon. Do you like Pokemon, and do you have a favorite Pokemon?
I do have a favorite Pokemon actually, and yes, I love Pokemon. Have the recent games as of now, not the DLC because I'm not spending any more
You've
money.
been
on
liking the new games. What was the new one that just come out? Violet and
Scarlet and
Scarlet.
Violet.
Scarlet and
yeah.
Violet. Did you
You
play
liked
those?
it, didn't you?
Yeah, Scarlet was really good. I haven't finished it to be honest, but I need to get on it and beat Scarlet, obviously.
I saw some gameplay of it. It did not look good. It honestly just it looked pretty boring to me
If you-
because it just looks like all the Pokemon games now just look the same. It's just the same.
I
kinda
will
thing.
say, if you didn't like Sword and Shield, you're not gonna like it.
I liked Sword and Shield. I
didn't
really
think
enjoyed
Sword and Shield was terrible, but it was just kind of a reskin of all the other games.
Yeah, no, it
like
was-
how
Yeah.
every game.
Scarlet
is.
and Violet, I like it's how it was like how the story was. You can choose your own there was 3 stories and you could choose which one you wanted. It can go off of any time. So I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, level scaling was a bit weird and janky to me at least, but other than that, it was fine.
And who's your favorite Pokemon?
Favorite Pokemon, Werelord. 100%,
Werelord?
Yes.
That's fair.
That's a good take.
like. I knew you guys were expecting Charizard though. I knew
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were.
I know. I remember your favorite. Isn't your favorite starter Charmander?
What is
But
the
it's changed
most?
to Mudkip recently.
No, I love Mudkip.
Ooh, my favorite starter is probably
Bulbasaur.
yeah, Oshawott probably because that's
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite Pokemon.
I really like.
Oh,
Totodile.
also, I forgot to mention, I recently got Legends Arceus. That's been pretty fun.
Ooh.
That's been
Ooh.
really fun.
Really?
Legends, yes, Legends Arceus is so fun.
Arceus is.
It's
an awesome
it's a very
Pokemon.
different game, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's really different, but it's so fun.
I hope they keep doing different stuff because they really need something fresh.
That was, okay,
All
sorry.
right, so, what's the most underrated film in your opinion?
Underrated film?
Yes.
Dang, I have to think about that because there's a plenty underrated films. Sorry, I don't want to keep you waiting too. You just have
You
to
know,
genuinely think.
any Marvel movies that you think are a little underrated? DC.
I think all the comic book movies are pretty fairly rated for me.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Dang, I wasn't really prepared for that one.
No, you're
It's like
good.
anything that comes to mind immediately.
Honestly, Godzilla King of the Monsters. A lot of people didn't
Ooh.
like that.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen the movie, but I know how people feel about
I've recently done a whole like legendary MonsterVerse run for the TV show Monarch, which was actually really good.
Nice.
So yeah, but I'd say King of Monsters.
Interesting. We might have to check that out.
Yeah.
Do you like South Park?
I love South Park.
Have you
South
seen
Park
the new
is great.
specials?
I have.
Did you like the new
I
specials?
love the new
I'm
specials.
glad.
They were so funny.
I'm glad.
Not so much the Pandaverse, but
Really?
yeah.
I loved Panda. I thought
Pandaverse
it
was
was
good.
hilarious.
I think I rated Pandaverse a little too high on initial watch, but because after watching the new one, the new one is so much better.
Yeah, not suitable
New
for
one is great.
kids is
Not suitable for
oh
children.
my god,
It's
it's so
amazing.
it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I loved it.
I love it so much.
Loved it.
I got cred, bitches.
I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
cred.
So
Yeah.
good. Your turn.
What's the best game I've never heard of?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good
I
one.
know you're an indie game guy. You play a lot of the indie games.
Yes. Best game you probably never heard of. Have you heard of Uncharted?
I have heard of that name before. I know nothing about the game.
Those games are so fun. It's like
Doesn't that with Nathan
Drake, yeah.
The adventure
those
games.
games are a blast, man.
Yeah, I think my friend at school really likes them too.
Mhm.
So I might have to check them out.
Those are so fun.
Do you have a favorite horror franchise?
Franchise Alien.
Alien.
It'd have
That's
to
a
be
great
Alien.
pick.
I
That's a
have no
great pick.
idea. I never
Really?
watched any of those.
The first two Alien movies are some
Dude,
of the
the Alien
best horror
series are
movies of all time.
so good.
Yeah, I think my dad likes them. I gotta check them out.
That and also I think it's Insidious. It
Yeah, I
might
heard
be
the first
Insidious.
few were really great.
Yes.
Is the second one good? How many of them do you like?
I'd say the first and it's always with the first in the trilogy
Yeah.
that's good.
Of
Oh no,
course.
I'm thinking of Conjuring. Those movies, those are good.
Oh,
The
okay.
Conjuring.
Because the Insidious movies kind of fell off after like.
Oh yeah, I watched the Red Door in theaters. It was
Yeah,
not
I've
good.
been wanting to watch it. Is it good at all?
It's not good. It's literally just like they relive like the same plot as in the first movie.
Yeah, but
kind
no,
of.
the Conjuring movies, those are good. It's a good horror
Oh,
movie.
Mhm.
Your turn.
What's the best video game adaptation to like movie?
To movie, has to be.
Sonic. Yeah,
Sonic,
yeah.
yes.
It's the only
Sonic.
one that's
Good
done right.
It has to be
You like the
Sonic.
Sonic movies?
I did.
Sonic
First one or
movies are
second
great.
one better?
Second one.
Yes.
This is one of my favorite movies of all
Yeah.
time. I love Sonic too.
Oh, I love that movie.
What's your take on the Lego movies?
The first Lego movie was good. The second one, I'll be honest, I didn't really like it.
People hate on the second one. I don't think it's great. I give it like a 6.57 out of 10. It's definitely not as good as the first one, but I love the musicals in it. I think the music's really funny and the
Everything is
animation's
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I will say the best Lego movie is Lego Batman.
Yeah, Lego
Of
Batman.
course. It is just top.
I love. I did rewatch the Lego movie the other day, and that's like might be one of my
Really
favorite
close?
movies of all time. Yeah, I might have to go with the Lego movie, but I really do love the Lego Batman movie. I know you're a little bit lower on the Lego
Yeah,
Batman movie.
Didn't
than
really
a lot of
connect to me
people.
that much. I love the Lego movie though.
And then, have you seen the Lego Ninjago movie?
I have.
I like that. It's
Ooh,
very.
is it
That
good?
one's
Forgot about
very.
it.
I used to be
poorly
really into Lego
Ninjago.
Ninjago as a
Yeah.
kid, but I never got past like the when Zane died.
rated.
I never
Sorry.
watched the whole series, so I wouldn't know. But the Lego Ninjago, it was kind of a letdown. I got the video game, which was also, but
Yeah, I never played the game, but I didn't mind the movie. I thought
the
it was
movie
really
was
fun.
fine. I didn't really like it though. Oh.
What's your chorus memory?
Chorus memory.
Ooh, core memory.
Core memories. I have a lot of core memories, but my chorus memory, probably when we went to go watch Power Rangers.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
was
That
a
was a
long
while.
time.
Me and him went to go see the live action. You seen it? The 2017
Yeah,
live
I
action
have
Power
seen
Rangers.
it.
It was all
Yes.
three of us, was it not?
Was it? I think I went with my family.
I don't.
No,
Yeah, I don't.
because his mom made us shirts. I had Black Ranger. He had red. I think you had
Okay,
yellow.
That
No,
might have.
maybe.
That might have
blue.
been
You had
something.
blue.
It might have
Yeah.
been. That was like a while ago. We were
Yeah.
young.
It was like
back
the
then.
first live action.
Decent movie.
Yeah,
It wasn't the best, but
Yeah.
it was fine.
From what I remember, it wasn't that good.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Jurassic.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
The
Why is your
original
favorite-
1990.
Why is your favorite movie Jurassic Park?
1998. But the original, oh my god, just the way they pictured the dinosaurs on screen was at the time. Nowadays they're not accurate at all, but at the time it was just peak fiction. It was beautiful. I loved it so much.
I've never seen them. I've only sadly seen the sequels, which are
The
terrible.
sequel trilogy is
The
horrible.
world movies, which are really bad.
Oh, I just feel so bad for you. The
But I
world,
definitely need to
okay, the
check
world
out the
movies
original
aren't
ones.
that bad, but they're pretty bad.
I didn't think the first one was terrible, but I didn't particularly like it. And the second one is when I just
No,
stopped. I was
please
like,
watch Jurassic Park Lost World, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, no, I definitely will.
Beautiful movies.
You don't like the Jurassic World movies?
They're good, but they could have been.
I think I watched like the last one and it was not good, but the first one is pretty good. I think.
Yeah, but Fallen Kingdom, that I have a memory for that one because something happened.
I gotta rewatch Jurassic Park. I haven't seen it in a very long time.
But yeah, other than that, Jurassic Park, beautiful.
All right, go ahead, Jayden.
It's your turn.
Is it?
Yeah, I asked.
Oh
them,
yeah. Favorite Pixar movie?
Pixar,
Ooh,
that's a good one. I'd have to say Cars.
really? The first one? More than Cars 2?
They're about equal, but I think Cars.
Oh, you like
Yeah,
Cars?
Cars
too.
is really good.
I like Cars too.
I
but
think Cars is a little bit. I don't think it's it's a classic, obviously. So you gotta love Cars, but I don't think it's aged as well as like Incredibles or
then
Monsters
again,
Inc.
none of those movies age well. You have to
Incredibles is aged
I
wonderfully.
think a lot of the Pixar
Sorry,
movies
but
have aged really
Incredibles,
well.
I don't. The animation for Incredibles is not age well, but I only say Cars because
The animation's kind of old, but it's not distracting in any way.
Yeah,
No,
the
I know,
story's
so
still
obviously
great.
that-
Still
None of
good.
them are distracting. I'm just
And Monsters
saying.
Inc. too, classic. We rewatched Monsters Inc. the other
Yeah,
day.
it's
One of
so
the best
good.
films of
No,
all
no,
time.
obviously they're all. I'm not disagreeing with you guys. All those movies are
Yeah, of
classic.
course.
They're all good.
You just
I'm-
love Pixar.
Yeah,
you just
but-
love Pixar.
But I'm only saying Cars because of nostalgia and childhood factor. Because
Right.
that used to be like one of my favorite movies. That
Yeah.
and Lion
Mhm.
King. So
I think Cars 2 is slight. I think Mater's a little bit more because he's more of the funny protagonist, and Lightning McQueen's kind of an asshole for a lot of his movies.
fair enough.
But that's fun.
Fair enough.
What's your take on the DCEU?
I'll be honest. The DCEU is not my favorite franchise.
No,
Definitely.
it's pretty bad for the most part. Do you have any particular movies from the DCU you actually enjoy?
Probably the Suicide Squad movies and Aquaman.
Mm.
Yeah, Aquaman is
The
pretty
first
good.
Aquaman's good. You like the first Suicide Squad?
I like the second one more than the first.
Yeah, good. The first one's definitely not that great.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite food? Shrimp scampi. You ever heard of it?
Shrimp scampi.
Shrimp. It sounds good. I love shrimp. Shrimp is
It's
like my favorite
shrimp and
seafood.
noodles.
Oh, yeah, I've had something like it before.
It's really good.
So, what's your favorite Marvel project, and like, what's your favorite DC project? So that could be like the Spider-Verse movies, MCU, and then like the Dark Knight Rises, DCU, like both like
Mhm.
favorite movie from each franchise.
For Marvel, I'd have to say Across the Spider-Verse.
Perfect.
Favorite movie of this year. Favorite
Hell
movie
yeah.
just
Yeah.
in general.
Ours as well. I think it's clearly the best movie of this year.
Of course.
It was my favorite.
One of the
movie
best
all time.
movies of all time.
Yes,
Definitely.
it was spectacular.
100%.
And for DC,
For DC, Dark Knight.
The Dark
Mm.
Knight.
The
Dark
Hell
Knight.
yeah, love
Heath
The Dark
Ledger,
Knight.
Joker.
I'm not gonna lie though, Batman Under the Red Hood is like a real close second. I really love
Really?
Under
I
the
haven't
Red
seen
Hood.
it.
It's
You
an
put that
anim-
above the Batman, and I know how much you love that movie.
They're all like on equal set. I gotta rewatch both of them because I haven't seen Under the Red Hood in like a year, but I remember loving that movie.
Right.
Interesting. I never seen it, so I wouldn't know.
It's great.
Okay. Favorite movie of 2023, which I know the
Yeah,
answer to
Across the
now.
Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse.
Hell yeah.
So,
All right, so I'll just move on to the next one. Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul?
ooh, that's a hard choice.
It's a very hard question.
Oh man, the ending for Breaking Bad is, in my opinion, way better than the ending for Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
But the overall story, Better Call Saul kind of edges out over, you know?
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. I think, I can see how you would. I'm not gonna fault you for liking the Breaking Bad ending better at all, but I think solely just season 6 of Better Call Saul, like that whole season, just like I think that's like one of like I think there's like one or
Yeah.
two boring episodes, but for the most part, I think that season 6 of Better Call Saul is one of like the most perfect seasons of television like of all time, and just. So I think Saul ending up in prison, is kind of fitting because of all the shit he like did throughout his life, and you can't give him a good ending. We love Saul, but you couldn't give him a good ending.
That's fair.
But I just thought, I'm a little bit biased because of how much I love season 6. But and then Breaking Bad was perfect.
Oh, it was
Loved
so
Breaking
Oh yeah,
Bad.
they're both like my top 2 shows of all time. Better Call Saul is my favorite,
Mm.
and that's mainly because Better Call Saul I can watch that and I can still be like completely happy, even though there's some crazy stuff that happens.
Mm.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad is much more like mentally kind of like the last season. I feel like gets kind of harsh. I don't know.
Sad.
Yeah,
Sad.
sad. It's really sad.
It's
Because you
That's
see all
good
this family
television.
taking-
If it
Yeah,
makes
it's
you
really good.
emotional,
That's not a
good.
downside. It's just it puts it a little bit lower because it was harder for me to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Breaking Bad, they're both great. They're both
Yeah.
great.
So another show question: Barry or The Walking Dead?
Mm.
Oh man,
You
can't
haven't
do
you
that.
haven't finished either, but you've seen a little bit of
Yeah,
both.
they're both
You
good.
haven't finished Barry?
Mm-mm.
Dang,
It's really good.
That's unfortunate.
If you're at gunpoint, which one you choose?
God, to
I think-
save the world, I'd have to choose Barry.
Really?
Yes.
I did not expect that at all.
No, I didn't
'Cause
either.
I know
but
how much
The
you
Walking
guys
Dead
love
was
The Walking
such
Dead.
a good show.
My second favorite
But
show of all time.
there was like a couple seasons that dragged way too long.
Right.
And the stories were just. I will be honest. The ending for Walking Dead was not it.
Season 11 was terrible.
Yeah, sadly it was.
I think the last episode was fine, but just like it doesn't make up for how like ass the rest of the season was.
I
I
can
thought it
agree
was
with
so stupid how they were safe the whole time. It was so
Yeah,
dumb.
but the Barry ended good. It started
Mhm.
good. Just good the whole way through. There was not a boring episode.
I
in my
remember it took
opinion.
me a while to convince you to actually watch it, but I'm
It's
glad you
true.
did.
I'm so glad you
Yeah.
convinced me to.
Barry's a great show.
It's
I
wonderful.
I remember you guys were on like season 2 and your guys telling me to like watch The Walking Dead, watch The Walking Dead. I was like,
Remember
okay, I can catch up. And then next day you're on like season 6.
yeah, I remember
I was
that.
like,
You just
okay, there's
speedrunning,
no
dude.
hope.
It was a really great
Dude.
show.
Oh yeah, Walking Dead. It was so good.
Your turn.
Okay, Shang-Chi or Eternals?
Ooh.
They're both bored. They're both bad
Yeah,
movies.
I know you don't like
They're
either.
both.
I'm an
horrible
Eternals
movies.
defender. I really like that movie. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I like how it
So
tried something
boring.
different.
I'd just to make a choice. I'd have to say Eternals.
I'm glad.
Oh,
I
God
and I
damn
don't
it.
like Shang-Chi. Do you like
Because-
Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi. I watched both of them when they released on
Mm-hmm.
like Disney Plus, obviously, and they both disappointed me, like majorly.
What is your main issue with Shang-Chi?
With Shang-Chi, it's like it gets to the point too fast, for me at least. Like it just solves itself pretty much way too fast, and I don't really like that. There's not really a build up to the end.
Yeah, I think it really falls apart by the I think that's just like with most like kind of like Marvel movies though that just kind of follow that same trope because it's just one of the worst like one of the like less good origin stories in the MCU.
Yes.
Like Iron Man's way better, Ant-Man's way better. I'm probably taking Homecoming, which I don't like at all, over Shang-Chi. But why don't you like Eternals? It's just probably too long, too many characters.
It's just too hard to follow with the characters. I mean, the characters are good, don't get me wrong. And I'll be honest, the girl who runs fast, I don't remember her name. That's actually way better running CGI than the
yeah. Oh my
Flash.
God, I love the way she was running. I don't know why they didn't do that in the Flash,
I
but
know.
that's why I really liked Eternals. I
Different
thought
studios.
I thought
That's fair enough.
I thought the powers they used were really interesting. Like the Druid, the guy who can mind control everybody. Like I really liked that one. Like I thought Icarus was just like he's basically Superman, dude. I loved how he was flying around, just like laser and stuff.
That
And
was my
obvi-
main complaint. It was a bit too much like other heroes. Like they had. I felt like it was kind of like the DC in a way.
Yeah, it was way darker. It took a different approach.
It did.
Yeah, it was so felt. So
And
different.
by the
Did
way,
not
the
feel like
whole
a Marvel movie.
Celestial in the ocean just never brought up again. So,
Yeah, that's fair, but like, how are they gonna bring it up?
well,
Like just in the middle of the like
they could
just-
do like they did in the comics, where it's like the new Avengers base. So,
like they make the base at the
like
Hamptons?
inside the Celestial.
Well, it's not there anymore, is it? Didn't it disappear?
no, it never disappeared. It
It's
just
still
it
there?
was still there. No one
Just
talked.
frozen in
about it.
Really?
Yes, no one talked
Huh.
about it the whole time.
That would be cool. That would be interesting. Maybe they set up like a something for Eternals with that. Do something with that.
I
It was my turn. So, what's your thoughts on the Arkham series?
Good games. I'm glad you made me play them
Mm.
because they're actually pretty good. I will say, I think it's Arkham Knight. Is it?
Arkham, the last one.
Yeah, the last one.
Mhm.
My favorite out of all
Really?
four.
I
Yes.
think that's clearly the worst one. I think that game is pretty bad.
I know why you
Mm.
think it's bad, but it's a good mix for me. I don't know what it is. It's a good mix of car maneuvering and, being Batman.
That's the you do get a little bit of Batman at the start. Like you get a fun little mission. Everything. I'm trying to remember exactly what the first mission is, but immediately the first mission was like you just beat up like a group of bad guys and then you get in the Batmobile. But you use the Batmobile for like a good 30 to 40% of like the story mode, and like to the point where you end up doing an obviously Ryan hasn't played the Arkham game, so he
Yeah.
doesn't have much to say. But it's to the point where you're doing puzzles in the Batmobile, you're shooting grapples in the Batmobile and moving stuff you're doing detective work. Like the one thing I've loved about the Arkham games is the detective stuff in it. I think they nail that detective aspect of Batman. And in Arkham Knight, you do almost all the detective work in the Batmobile, and I just found it. And the Batmobile is so tedious to play. It's a little bit fun at the start, but by the end, it's just tank battle after tank battle after tank battle. And can you name one good boss fight in Arkham Knight?
Dang. I don't
The
think I
boss
can.
fights are terrible. The Red Hood one, where you just grapple up to get a cutscene
I
with them, is
hated that.
it's terrible.
I hate
And
it.
then all the other boss fights are just the tank battles, and that's why I like the DLC so much. There's almost no Batmobile in the DLC. There's boss fights in the DLC, and it's just you get to do detective as Batman, not in the Batmobile.
Fair enough.
And Joker, my favorite villain of all time, is annoying as fuck in that movie. I can't stand Joker. He's everywhere. He's like because and just you don't think Batman turning into the Joker is just a stupid concept? Like you don't find any issues with that?
I mean, following the whole like every game after back to back, since I played them back to back, I kind of saw where it was going in a way.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's kind of weird. Then yeah, it's just DC for you.
But yeah, I love the graphics are obviously great. Gameplay is phenomenal whenever you're not in the Batmobile. Like I don't hate Arkham Knight, but I just think it's easily the weakest of the four.
I guess. Fair enough.
Was
McDonald's or Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A.
Thank you.
easy Chick-fil-A.
Easy
Good.
choice.
I think McDonald's does some things better, but for
Yeah.
the most part, Chick-fil-A has some great stuff.
It does.
Yeah.
Have you played Spider-Man 2?
Not really. I've only played like
The first mission
Yeah.
that we just played together. How did you feel about the first mission in Spider-Man 2?
so good. Graphics are beautiful.
Oh,
the
mhm.
gameplay is wonderful. It's just like the first game. I mean, obviously, but it's just a nice breath of fresh air
Oh yeah.
from an old game, and it's so good. It makes me miss playing the first game. To be honest, I remember
Love the
playing that
first
thing
game.
and completing 100%. Oh my god, that's such a Spider-Man PS4 is such a good game. Now Spider-Man 2 PS5,
Mm.
even better.
It looks so beautiful. I got to see it. It makes me think. I just got a VR. And it makes me think like, what if we got a VR Spider-Man game where you
Yeah, that
swing.
would be sick. I don't want to spoil anything, but I got so much shit. This is one of like my hottest takes, one of the takes that blew up. But like I liked Spider-Man 2. I gave it an 8 out of 10. Like I really liked the game, but I didn't think it was on the same level of the first one at all. Obviously the first mission's great, but I don't think anything else really matches up to that. But you have to play the rest of it to get your own opinion on it, of course.
But I feel like with like multiple games, it's the first one's always gonna be the best one.
Yeah,
Most of
for
the
some
time, at
cases,
least.
For some cases,
Yeah, for some cases, obviously, but most of the time.
I think the story in Spider-Man PS4 is one of like the best Spider-Man stories
Oh,
ever
100%.
told. It's so good.
It's even better than the movies, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
well, a lot, it's better. Not better than No Way Home and the Spider-Verse movies,
Well,
but it's
fair,
it's
yeah.
better than some of the Tobey movies. Definitely better than Tom's first two movies.
Oh, 100%.
Your turn. Wait, is it? Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm like tearing up a little bit. I got some allergies.
No, you're good.
What's your favorite animated studio?
Animated studio.
Yeah, just in general.
Got to be Pixar.
Yeah, it has Pixar. Yeah, pretty much. Disney
Good.
makes some good movies, but Pixar, I do.
Pixar's
Yeah.
where it's at.
Well,
you-
Pixar makes great stuff.
Are you excited for the new DCU now that James Gunn is gonna be taking over completely?
So I've heard, and I'm skeptical. To be
Move the mic
honest,
a little closer.
I'm
Thank you.
pretty skeptical of it. I'm not sure how it's gonna turn out. I hope he does better
Mhm.
than whoever was directing it at first, but I'm skeptical because the recent DC movie. I haven't seen Blue Beetle, but I couldn't take myself to watch it because
You know,
No.
we didn't like Blue Beetle. People loved it, but me and Ryan were definitely in the minority
Mhm.
for that one. I think after Guardians 3, because, you know, the Guardians of the Galaxy are kind of like just a bunch of like random characters that he did really well. If he can make Rocket a top 10 MCU character, I think he'll do just fine with Superman and Batman and all of like the most like known characters in the world. And like after Guardians 3, it showed he can make like a good movie with like soul and feels and like, you know, like really like make you
Yeah.
want to tear
Mhm.
up and stuff. Like it shows he can make a good movie, not just about like a bunch of random characters.
yeah,
But even he made one DCEU movie, The Suicide Squad, easily the best DCEU movie.
100%.
But it's just I'm so excited. The Superman Legacy is coming out next year, and I think is Superman even in your top 10 superheroes?
No.
Yeah, like Superman. Like so many people our age, so many people now just don't care about Superman because of shit like Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, which is just straight character assassination. I just really hope we get something good Superman so people can realize he is one of the best.
Right.
Superheroes.
So what's gonna
Superman's
happen with
awesome.
that, anyways? Like, how is he gonna? Is it just restarting it all?
So you know how Kevin Feige? Yeah, it's gonna be like a whole restart thing, and you know how like Kevin Feige is the director of the MCU, and like he has all these phases planned out and stuff. James Gunn is gonna be like that guy. Like he's gonna be the person mapping out, making all the movies. Like he's doing like his own phases of the MCU.
That's good. That's
really
good.
excited.
I hope it's good.
Yeah, of
Next
course.
question.
So, what do you think about Multiverse of Madness, and what do you like about the movie, and what do you dislike about it?
Multiverse of Madness. You guys hate this movie.
Yeah, it is
It's
our
easily
bottom
the worst movie in the
MC
MCU.
movie.
I think it's
I
clearly the worst movie in the
Don't
MCU.
think it's that bad. There's a lot of stuff wrong with it, I will say. Like Wanda. I don't really like what she did in the movie.
You've seen WandaVision, right?
Oh,
her-
WandaVision's so good.
Like her character, and that is like that much different in Multiverse of Madness. Like the character jump and character change is just crazy.
Yes.
And then they just decide to kill off the best female character for no reason. I'm gonna miss Wanda. I'm pretty sure she's not coming back, but I thought she had great potential, and they just threw her away
did.
so easily.
Yeah, and like the Zombie Strange, I thought that was just a joke.
It was so stupid. The CGI. How'd you feel about the CGI in that
I
movie?
thought the CGI wasn't that bad. To be
Really?
honest. It was better than Love and
Wow.
Thunder. So much better than Love and Thunder. in my
Nah,
opinion.
I think.
Come on, the kid's head, really?
Yeah, the kid's head is bad, but you got to rewatch Multiverse of Madness, man. The opening with Defender Strange and America Chavez.
I
And
didn't think that was bad.
that thing
Same.
chasing them looks awful at the start, and the thing with the eye looks terrible.
I didn't think that was that bad.
And the Illuminati scene, the people weren't even together. Like they filmed shit separately, and they just mushed it all together. Like nobody was there physically with each other. How do you feel about the Illuminati in the movie? Because that's like the most interesting thing. that
I
happens.
thought they should have expanded on it more. They should have talked about it more, like explain why these characters are here and what they do, rather than just show them and kill them.
Yeah, I give that movie a 2 out of 10. The one thing keeping it from like a 1 out of 10 is that Illuminati scene, because I think it's badass how Wanda kills them, and I think it makes sense why Wanda kills them. And I just think it just shows off how OP she is too, and I just love it. And it gives us a little. I do kind of like how wacky Multiverse of Madness gets, but it's just too wacky, and it's just I didn't find too much of it interesting. And obviously the CGI is terrible. I love Doctor Strange. Love the first Doctor Strange movie, and the best thing about that movie was the visuals. And I feel like Multiverse of Madness just like had none of the charm the first one did.
That's fair.
Are you excited for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League?
Yes.
The new game, yeah.
So excited.
Hell
It looks
yeah.
good. I've seen the trailers. I've seen it all. It looks so good.
Who are you gonna play?
I'm thinking like Deadshot, I think it is,
Hell yeah.
or Harley.
Yeah, I think I want to play Captain Boomerang because I like how he can throw it and teleport.
Yeah,
those
I saw
boomerangs.
that.
That looks sick.
I'd love to play as him
No
too.
clue. No clue.
Yeah,
I'd
you're
see
definitely.
you.
It's a 4-player game, so
Yeah.
we'll definitely
Yeah.
have to play it together.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it'll be fun.
It would be so fun.
You got to find a
But
question.
$100
Yes.
for the pre.
Favorite Spider-Man movie. Favorite Spider-Man movie.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Well,
across.
Well, obviously across. Let's not count the Spider-Verse movies because
Yeah.
Across and Into
let's
are
count
top
both.
two.
Let's count
Yeah.
both.
Oh,
With the Spider-Verse movies, is it still above?
no, it'd be like third.
Okay.
what's your favorite
Okay,
live
so-
action though?
Live
Live
Tasm.
action.
The
What
Amazing
about No Way
Spider-Man.
Home? Over No Way Home?
No Way Home is good, but it just feeds into my love for Andrew Garfield movies.
Yeah, I know. I know Ryan disagrees with this, but I really think if you take out that's really just a good it didn't need Toby or Andrew to make it how good it was. I think if they weren't even in the movie, it would have just followed Tom. It's equally as good as it would easily still be the best live action Spider-Man movie because by the end of movie, it is like Tom's story. The Spider-Men are there obviously to progress him. Andrew obviously saves MJ and whatnot, and Peter learns not to be because Andrew, doesn't want after Gwen died, he went down a dark path. So
Yeah.
his whole thing is making sure this Peter doesn't do it. So they obviously serve a grand purpose, and I'm glad they're in the movie, and I wouldn't want them taken out of it. But I just think, like, I hate the people that just say you only like No Way Home because of nostalgia. Like, when No Way Home came out, it was the best MCU movie.
Oh, it was.
And
It
now,
still was.
now every now and then I post polls about it. There's so many No Way Home haters just saying you only like it because of nostalgia.
But I think they have some idea, but they're wrong.
Completely wrong.
But if you do take them out, it leaves a lot of empty room. It would definitely be knocked down a couple points.
Well, yeah.
If it was just him and the villains.
Yeah, not just take them out in the movie. Still, obviously, like, I mean, take them. Like, what I mean by take them out is, like, the whole movie's kind of changed a little bit. Like, I'm thinking hypothetically, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, they could still make it in a really interesting way, but a lot of the interactions between all the characters makes that movie just so much better and so much.
Definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely the best part of that movie.
Yeah,
So you take TASM 1 over TASM 2?
I do.
Ryan's not that big on TASM 1. I think.
Yeah, I think I gotta rewatch them.
Andrew
I think
Garfield
it's fine.
movies are so good.
I just think TASM 2 just does everything. TASM 2 has more action scenes. It has better visuals. Has the better suit. Blizzard's fine, but I think Electro's a little bit cooler.
fair. That's fair. But yeah, Andrew Garfield, he's my favorite live action Spider-Man. He beats Tom.
The stuff with
every
Harry is
time,
pretty
beats
boring in
Toby
TASM
every-
too.
Do you like Dane DeHaan Goblin in TASM 2? Do you like the Green Goblin from TASM 2? It's terrible. Thank God. So that was the rapid fire question.
Yeah.
Do we want to move into some agree or disagree?
Sure.
Yes.
Go for
Well,
it.
actually, I want to do a movie trilogy bracket. Do you guys want to do a
Ooh.
bracket? Movie trilogy
Sure.
bracket?
I'm just
let's
here
do
along
it.
for the ride. Let's go for it.
All right. So, I got a bunch of movie trilogies here. And so there's 3 of us. So I guess if 2 of us agree, that will be the movie that moves into the... Let me find my pen. So whichever 2 people agree on which movie should move to the next round, it'll probably get it. But if the one person has a good argument, then you got to hear out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously, trilogy bracket, bunch of movie trilogies set up. Whichever one we agree that moves on to the next round, we'll go into round 2. So starting off with Toby's Spider-Man trilogy versus the Toy Story trilogy.
Easily Toy
Story.
I probably got to go with Toy Story. I'm not gonna lie, I love Toy Story.
Yeah.
Toy Story.
Toy Story.
Has to be Toy
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
not that big on Spider-Man 1. I think it's like a 6.57 out of 10.
Spider-Man 1 is really good.
Spider-Man 3 brings it down. That Venom is.
I
so
love
horrible.
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man
3.
3
I think it's easily
They're
the best.
all good. They're all good.
They're all
honestly.
good, but that Venom.
Toy
just-
Story is
Yeah,
like
no, Venom was bad.
Toy Story
Venom
is
was
really good.
terrible.
Or I guess we're not counting the 4th Toy Story.
No,
Oh.
definitely not. No, just the Toy Story
It never
trilogy.
existed. Never.
So we're
happened.
all doing Toy Story trilogy?
Toy Story.
Yeah.
All right. The OG Star Wars trilogy versus the Matrix trilogy.
I'm
gonna have to go Star Wars.
I haven't seen either.
You haven't seen either.
I've seen the first Matrix and
Yeah, me too. I
barely remember the
vaguely
second one.
remember.
So we're obviously going OG Star Wars.
Yeah,
trilogy.
of course.
All right. The Dark Knight trilogy versus the Hobbit trilogy.
I've never seen The
barely
Hobbit.
seen either. I've only
I'm
seen
gonna
the
have-
Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Dark
definitely The Dark Knight.
So
Yeah,
that's
Dark
an
Knight.
easy Dark Knight.
hmm
The Captain America trilogy versus the Ant-Man trilogy.
Captain America.
Captain
easy.
America.
Captain
easily.
America.
Glad we can agree.
Quantumania brings it down.
Quantumania
And
is
Ant-Man
one of the
versus
worst.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is just...
It's fine.
It's
I
fine.
don't get the hate
It's
for that
fun.
movie. I don't think it's
It
terrible.
wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not good though.
It's not.
It's just
Yeah,
it's
it can't
fine.
be
It's
First
mid.
Avenger, Winter Soldier,
definitely
definitely
not.
not, and Civil War, definitely not.
Well, so
Back to the Future.
Yeah, that's
terrible.
crazy.
We'll have to get into that later.
yeah.
Back to the Future trilogy versus the Iron Man trilogy.
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Mostly because I
I-
haven't
because
seen Back to
I
the
gotta go
Future.
back.
I've
to
never
the,
seen
You guys
Back to
haven't
the
seen
Future.
Back to the
Never.
Future?
It's a trilogy? I did not know.
Well, yeah, I'll give you guys Iron Man, but I would definitely have to go Back to the Future. Back to the Future one's one of
You
my
might be
favorite films
right.
of all time.
Could be
But
right.
But I'll give y'all Iron Man. You guys haven't seen it, so it's fine. The Star Wars prequel trilogy versus the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, Guardians of the
Easily
Galaxy,
The Star
easy.
Wars prequels are
Yeah.
I'm
bad.
only saying that because I've
Bad.
never seen the Star Wars prequels.
Yeah, the Star Wars prequels are all bad, and then every single Guardians movie is fantastic.
hell yeah.
Yes, this is true.
Wonderful. The Rocky trilogy versus the Cars trilogy.
Cars. Never
Cars.
seen Rocky.
You haven't seen
Yeah,
Rocky?
I haven't seen it.
Is it? Have you?
Yeah, I have, but I'm still going Cars. I'll go Cars since you guys seen it.
Cars has
I
two
like-
good movies, one bad movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the first Rocky, but the rest of them kind of and I
Man,
like
these
the
are
first
kind of
Cars.
going against you.
It's fine.
Mhm.
Men in Black trilogy versus the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy.
How to Train Your Dragon.
How to
Most
Train Your
people- I haven't
Dragon because
seen
I
Men
haven't
in
seen
Black.
Men in Black. Well, I've seen the first movie. I barely remember anything
You
because that
guys-
was a long time ago.
I
I'm-
barely remember the third movie. I know I've seen.
I'm not that big on Men in Black at all, so I will completely give you that. I'm not that big on How to Train Your Dragon 3, but the other two are really good.
Oh yeah.
The Indiana Jones trilogy versus Tom's Spider-Man trilogy.
I'm gonna have to
Indiana
go
Jones
Tom.
for
Oh no,
Indiana
wait,
Jones.
Tom's Spider-Man.
So
We just don't count the newest one.
yeah.
I haven't seen
Yeah, you haven't seen Indiana Jones,
so I'm gonna have to go to Tom's Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, you haven't seen it, so there's not much points, you
No,
would
I've
make,
seen
but
Indiana Jones.
Well, yeah,
once
no,
again,
he
I
hasn't.
have seen it, but I don't remember it.
yeah, the great little fun adventure movies.
Oh,
Indiana Jones just clutching up out of little situations,
Yeah.
boulders coming after him,
Oh,
whatnot,
such
crazy
good
temple
Yeah.
scenes.
shit.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna be putting through the Indiana Jones trilogy.
yeah.
The Lord of the Rings trilogy versus the Mission Impossible trilogy. Really?
Mission Impossible.
I've seen some of the Mission Impossibles. I haven't seen any of the Lord of the Rings, so I'd have to go Mission Impossible.
I
can't
I
really
barely
say Mission
remember
Impossible
anything from Mission
trilogy.
Impossible.
There's
and
more
I
than
haven't
three.
watched
Yeah,
it.
there's more than three, but I
Mhm.
mean the first three Mission Impossible
I
movies.
guess. Well then.
Because it was originally like a trilogy. I think they just started adding on to it.
Mhm.
The Terminator trilogy versus the Thor trilogy.
I'd have to say Thor because I haven't seen any of the Terminators.
Really? You haven't seen
I
Terminator?
bet
yet?
Terminator is
I
really
bet
good.
Terminator
though.
is probably way better. Than
Yeah,
Thor's.
it is.
Yeah.
'Cause Thor just has one.
It has.
Wait,
actually, it doesn't have
no,
any
it doesn't have any good movies. Let's
They're
go
all-
Terminator.
You know, what, Terminator.
Well, no,
just-
Thor Ragnarok. Thor
Oh,
Ragnarok's
yeah.
obviously the one exception, but
I
I'm s-
was literally just thinking Thor, The Dark
yeah,
World,
Thor
and
Love and
Thor
Thunder.
Love and Thunder.
Yeah, I'll still put
Completely
through
forgot.
Terminator trilogy, but Ragnarok's great. The OG X-Men trilogy versus the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
haven't seen it.
So you've seen the Star Wars sequels, but you haven't seen the original X-Men trilogy. Do you like The Force Awakens?
I like The Force Awakens. That's it.
And no, you don't like Last Jedi or
I've
Rise
never
of
watched
Skywalker?
them.
Really? You never seen the other two? So I'll let you guys pick X-Men or Star Wars.
I don't know.
I'll put through the X-Men trilogy because two of the Star Wars. I like Force Awakens, Last Jedi, but Rise of Skywalker falls off. The Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy versus the Evil Dead trilogy.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Really?
Pirates, 100%.
I have to
Black
go-
Pearl,
have you
such a
seen
good
Evil
movie.
Dead? The
I've
Evil
only
Dead movies?
seen the first one.
You've seen.
I've never seen Evil Dead, but I remember liking the Pirates movies, but I don't remember
Black
much.
I'll
of
give
what
y'all
happens in them.
Pirates, but
Oh
I
my God.
love the
Black
Evil Dead
Pearl
trilogy
is
so much.
such a good movie. Dead Man Tell No Tales, good movie.
I really want to watch them again.
The first one is, they're all good. Love them.
The Wolverine trilogy versus the Madagascar trilogy.
I have to say Madagascar.
Yeah,
'cause
I
I
have
haven't
to say
seen any of the
Madagascar.
Wolverine.
Alright.
I
well-
remember the first Madagascar isn't good, right? And then the second one, I remember that's the best one, right? Yeah.
That's the when they go to. That's when
It's
they
when
go
they're
to
there.
Madagascar.
Yeah.
Right?
And then they,
The third one is the circus one.
yeah. What'd you think of that one?
I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought it was fun, but it's not that good.
Unfortunately, I can't put Madagascar forward. Logan is a part of the
Mhm.
Wolverine trilogy, one of my favorite comic book movies of all time, and you guys haven't seen it, so
I bet
you,
I bet they're better, but I've
Yeah,
never
no.
watched them.
you guys are gonna have to give me this one for sure. Make sure that was all. Okay, yeah. Toy Story versus the OG Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah, and I have to say it's Toy Story. 'cause
Star
I haven't
Wars.
Seen it.
Yeah, we have to go OG Star Wars
Yeah.
trilogy. I mean, Toy Story's good, but it has nothing on. I don't think
Mhm.
Return of the Jedi is the best, but A New Hope and Empire Strike Back.
And
is
I love
fantastic.
Return of the Jedi too.
Yeah, and you like Return of the
So
Jedi.
I love all the movies.
Any defense for Toy Story?
I've never
Yeah.
seen Star Wars,
Yeah,
so
you
I
never seen
can't really.
Star Wars.
I
Two is
mean,
one.
hell, the second Toy Story is fine. The first Toy Story is good. Third
Mm.
one again is really good.
I love Toy Story 3. Amazing. The Dark Knight trilogy versus the Captain America trilogy.
Captain,
Captain America trilogy?
just Marvel bias. Captain America.
Damn.
Captain America trilogy because all of them are good. But
Oh, you're
Ah.
right. You're right. But Dark Knight's so good. But I
that
don't-
one's really hard.
Dark Knight's not
Dark-
better
I
than
like
Civil
the
War.
Dark Knight Rises. It's not as good as. It's like on par with the first Avenger, and then Winter Soldier and Civil War are better. And then I haven't seen Batman.
I would want to put through Dark Knight, but what do you guys want to put? You're saying Captain America.
I'll go Captain America.
Damn. All right, that's fine. Oh,
That's really hard though.
yeah, it's a really hard one though. The Iron Man trilogy versus Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians
Guardians
of the
of the
Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Iron Man 2 falls off pretty hard, so it
does.
does tank that one, sadly.
I think we know which one might win.
The Cars trilogy versus the How to Train Your
Cars.
Dragons trilogy.
Cars.
Cars. We're all going Cars.
How to Train Your Dragon is good, but Cars is
Not better than the Cars
it's
movies.
better than Cars.
Indiana Jones versus Mission Impossible.
I have to say
think
Indiana.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You haven't
Okay.
seen
I
much
haven't
of
seen
either, but Indiana Jones. great
Indiana
movies.
Jones, 100%.
Terminator trilogy versus the OG X-Men trilogy.
I haven't seen either.
Again, haven't seen either.
I gotta
So
put through Terminator. First two Terminator movies are fantastic.
okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy versus the Wolverine trilogy.
Pirates.
Obviously, you're gonna say Pirates because you haven't seen the Wolverine
I'm-
movies.
But Pirates are so
I don't know.
Pirates are
So,
so
yeah,
I have no idea.
I'll give you this one since you like the Pirates movies. I'll give you that one since I'll let you give me a few more. All right, we're getting close to the semifinals. Back to the OG Star Wars trilogy versus the Captain America trilogy.
Captain America.
Captain America.
Captain America.
The Captain America trilogy is not better than the OG Star
Yes,
Wars.
I think it is.
I like Empire.
Star Wars is old, man.
I think Empire Strikes Back is better than any MCU movie. I think A New Hope is better than most of the MCU. I think No Way Home and Winter Soldier is where I draw the line. The first Avenger isn't better than any of the. Well, it's better than Return of the Jedi. I can't give you this. A New Hope is fantastic. Empire Strikes Back is really good too.
I have no argument here.
Yeah, because you
Well,
haven't
you would
seen
pick
much of
Captain
Star Wars movies.
Hey, you didn't like the New Hope?
I didn't.
Did you not
Have you
watch
seen
it?
the first Star Wars, the very first Star Wars movie?
No, I've never seen
Oh.
any of the Star Wars. At least not to
Uh,
completion.
So I can't. What's your argument for the Captain America trilogy?
First Avengers are really good. It's a really good movie.
The first Avenger is great, but it's not better than A New Hope.
Then again, I can't really say much because it's been a long time since
Winter
I've seen
Soldier
Winter
is
Soldier.
like a 10-star movie.
Yeah, no, Winter Soldier's great, but I don't think it's better than Empire, and I think it's like
Do
on
you-
par with New Hope.
On par. What about Return of the Jedi? You don't like that movie?
Yeah, now I do like all three Captain America movies, and I don't really like Return of the Jedi, but Empire is so good. Empire Strikes Back is so good.
Mom,
It'll feel disrespect. I'll put through the I don't wanna do it, though.
Captain America.
Captain America.
Captain America.
Come on.
Come on.
I gotta put through Star Wars.
Fuck
But
off.
I'll
Come on.
give y'all Captain America
Yes.
because and I haven't seen
We've won
Star
the
Wars,
war.
but
Finally.
that's
the
awful.
Civil War.
And then Civil War is peak.
the Captain America trilogy versus the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. Easily Captain America
Guardians.
trilogy. I think Captain America has the
Guardians.
best trilogy in the MCU.
Civil War tanks it so hard.
What do you? Civil
agree.
War is a masterpiece.
It's
10
not.
out of 10 movie. It
Captain
is.
America.
What's your issue with Civil War?
It's not a good movie.
How?
It's the. I don't like the take side thing and like the whole. I will say airport fight, the best fight in the whole movie, but the
Not even. The fight at the end
No.
with Bucky, Cap, and fight is spectacular. Best fight in the MCU.
no, it's
The
so
airport-
dumb.
How is it dumb?
It's just not good.
It's amazing. We get one of
really
the where me and Ryan have talked about this before, but when Cap's beating up Iron Man and then his suit detects like Captain America's fight pattern, and then Iron Man starts blocking his punches and knocks him on the ground, and then Bucky tries to get him and he just punches him, dude, it's sick. And then Captain America
saying
takes
it
down
all.
the shield, it hits in his chest, and it's awesome. Obviously, the airport fight is great, and it's not like they're fighting for a
You get the scene
stupid.
from the comics where he's holding the shield. And Iron
Yeah,
Man's
there
like,
was the attack on New York. What happened in Age of Ultron with Sokovia? It was all build up to why they're fighting. Like it's
it all
not
made
for,
sense.
it's not like for a stupid reason in Batman v Superman where it's obviously contrived. Like they have their reasons for fighting each other, and you are flip flopping sides the entire movie. You are sad the Avengers are being brought together after.
It's like, oh, this is a good point, but I really like their cause too.
And just you care for these characters so much. You care for Iron Man, you care for Captain America, and you like it's sad to see them split apart. Like what's wrong with Civil War?
I just think like I don't know. Probably I have to rewatch it to be honest. I've seen it a long time
For sure.
but I just from everything I remember, I've never liked it since it came out. It's just been a bad
wild.
MCU
Like,
movie.
what was your feeling? Like, what was your feeling? Was you
I was
bored?
just bored the whole time.
That
It's
is
the least
crazy,
boring movie.
bro.
That Civil War and Infinity War, the whole time the movie's just fighting. It opens with the fight in Lagos where Wanda throws up Scarlet Witch and it explodes, and then it moves into the fight where it's introducing Black Panther, and then he's chasing Bucky across rooftops and shit. Captain America and Bucky are fighting together in the apartment, and then Black Widow and Iron Man get involved, and then that leads into the airport fight, and then you obviously get the amazing fight at the end of the movie. There's like fighting.
I
the
thought
whole
the
time.
first fight, like versus that guy with the bombs, I thought that was boring.
No, it was, dude. It was like the one scene where the room's all filled up with smoke and Cap's throwing his shield and it's banging around thing. Cap gets flung out of at the very start of the movie. Cap gets flung out of the top of the building and he falls and then he gets right back up because that's exactly what Captain America should do. It is awesome. You're wrong. You definitely need to give it a rewatch.
He like tumbles, like hits that and that. That's just funny. But
Great.
But how do you not think like how do you think that movie's boring and then Age of Ultron you don't think it's boring?
I think
There's so much shit happening in Age of
Civil
Ultron.
War just does everything better than Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron it's setting up Vision, it's setting up Wanda, it's setting up Ragnarok, it's setting up Civil War, and then you also gotta have this villain with Ultron, and then you gotta have this weird Selvig subplot come in with Thor. You gotta have this weird romantic thing with Bruce Banner and Natasha. There's just so much shit in Civil War, and it's all just setting up shit for future movies. And then in Civil War, you don't get a Hulkbuster fight out of nowhere for a contrived reason. Like everything that happens in like Civil War follows one straight story of the Avengers splitting apart, and it's so good. Like it's not setting up anything. It's like one straightforward movie, and I just think it does everything better than Age of Ultron does.
I just think Ultron as a villain in general is so much better than watching them fight each other.
Ultron's I like Ultron.
That
Ryan
the
doesn't.
final battle on like when he's lifting up the whole city, I thought that was amazing.
I think it's easily one of the weaker CGI things in the MCU. It's not as good as the New York battle in the first Avengers.
Well, nothing beats the New York battle.
Yeah, and the Endgame final battle is so much better too, and then the Infinity War ending is so much better than like I don't hate the like I like the city flying up and everything, and then like that is like a major reason that leads into Civil War, which isn't like because Age of Ultron is setting up for how good Civil War is. You definitely got to give that movie a rewatch.
Civil War is like so much simpler than Age of Ultron, and it's so much more interesting too.
That's
I like everything up until like I like the Hulkbuster fight is fun, but like why are they fighting? 'Cause, oh, Hulk got mind controlled by the Scarlet Witch. Like it's just like shit happening just to fill time. And Civil War, it feels like no scenes are filling time. It's all like a straightforward story. And the dinner party scene, Age of Ultron, one of my favorite scenes in the MCU. I love the opening where they're getting back the scepter, really good opening, and Wanda's giving them the visions and everything. I like the Hulkbuster fight, even though it's kind of for a dumb reason. I think it's awesome. And then once they get to Hawkeye's house, and I like Hawkeye, but they're trying to set up his family, and then Nick Fury comes out of nowhere, and I just think the movie goes really downhill after the Hulkbuster fight. But I like Age of Ultron. I don't hate it, but it's just back to the Guardians versus Civil War. I think.
Oh yeah, we got completely sidetracked.
I love Guardians 3, but I think that one falls off a little bit. I don't think it's anywhere near as strong as the first two Guardians at all. Guardians 2 is my personal favorite, and I love Guardians 1. I think Guardians 3 is just a huge step off from the first two.
I don't know. I think every Guardians movie is really good. I don't think there's
They're all
much
really good.
wrong with them. Obviously, Guardians Vol 2, the best one out of all three. But Volume 3 is really good. The ending's really good. I love every part of it. Hallway scene. I think it's really good.
Very good.
The first one, I love the dance off.
So
It's
good.
completely out of left field, but I love
It's
it.
great.
How
It's
funny.
not even out of left
The
field.
We Are group.
So
amazing.
Good.
Amazing.
So good.
Drax being a father figure in the third movie, wonderful.
So great. So great.
There's just nothing wrong with the Guardian series compared to Captain America.
It's just that two of the Captain America movies are in my top 5.
And then the other one's in your top 7.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and then the
Top 10.
he's really low on
the
Volume
Guardians
2.
movies. Of course, they're in my top 10, but they're not in my top 5. So
I think like Guardians. I feel like Guardians 3 has like Guardians 3 just has a lot of issues. I love Volume 2. I think that movie like kind of doesn't really find itself until the third act, but I still think it's good up until the third act. And the first one is a really good film. I obviously think the second one's the best one, but I thought the third one was a little bit messy. Like I liked Rocket's origin story and everything, but I thought the pacing was just a little bit off. And I saw. How much times have you seen Guardians 3?
One.
Really, I've seen it 3 times. I think, especially after the third watch, like you really realize Adam Warlock doesn't really do much at all, and they really butcher his character from how he is in the comics.
That's the only downfall of Guardians 3 is Adam Warlock.
And I think the High Evolutionary gets not much to do at all. Like, he's in the Rocket flashbacks, but then once the Guardians actually get to fight him, there's just one little quick scene, and he really just doesn't do much the whole movie. Like, I like the High Evolutionary, but he just really doesn't do much in the movie. And that's because the Guardians movies are always focused on the Guardians. Like, it doesn't need to have a great villain because they're focusing on the Guardians characters. But I really liked High Evolutionary, and I thought he should have done a little bit more. But I still like the third one. I just think it falls off a little bit.
Yeah.
So, sorry, you got to rewatch Captain America, but we got to give it to the Guardians trilogy.
Give it to the Guardians trilogy?
Give it to the Captain America trilogy.
Yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
thought so.
The Cars trilogy versus the Indiana Jones trilogy.
Oh, sorry.
That's pretty hard, to be honest. They're both good, but I think Indiana Jones.
I might have to go. I really love Cars, but I have to go Indiana
Yeah,
Jones.
it'll have to be Cars for me.
But yeah,
Yeah,
haven't
go ahead.
seen Indiana Jones, so Terminator trilogy versus the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Caribbean.
You haven't really. You don't remember either. I gotta go. You haven't seen Terminator.
Debate this out then.
I gave you. You gave us Captain America, so I wouldn't mind giving you Pirates of the
But
Caribbean.
okay, tell me why Terminator is better than.
Terminator 1 is one of my favorite action movies of all time, and then Terminator 2 is one of my probably one of the best action movies of all time. The second one kind of deals with time travel, and I love the way it deals with like the time travel. Like, it doesn't do it like The Flash or Endgame. I don't want to spoil anything because even though it's an old movie, it's really good. I love how it deals with time travel. I love the characters in that movie. Looks really good for how old it is. Like, since it's like robots and stuff, they got metallic. It's a great movie. But I will give you Pirates of the Caribbean because I remember Black Pearl being. I remember the first. Which one was the first one?
I think it was just Pirates.
I remember liking the first one, and I think the rest fell off a little bit. All right, we're getting close to the finals. Captain America trilogy versus the Indiana Jones trilogy.
Captain America.
Captain America.
As
Easy.
much as I love Indiana Jones, it
Yeah, we love Indy, but
doesn't really beat.
Captain America trilogy is great.
All right, let's
And
see.
then, this is I believe, this is the final one. The Captain America trilogy versus the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy.
Oh, well,
I already
Captain
know which
America.
one's gonna win, so I'm not even gonna say anything.
Yeah, only because he hasn't seen Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well,
but-
only you could back me up.
I'm sorry.
He'll watch the movies,
I'm
and then
sorry.
whenever you come back on, and we'll rewatch some of the trilogies we missed, and then we'll see if we can correct this list.
We gotta watch every single movie on this list and
Jesus.
then do the rating.
I'm not watching The Hobbit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I heard The Hobbit's great, but like I have no interest in watching the Hobbit
No.
movies. Captain America trilogy won. That's surprising. I personally think Dark Knight trilogy or OG Star Wars trilogy should have won, but I'm completely fine with Captain America trilogy winning. Love all 3 movies.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
You got to rewatch Civil War.
We'll see.
Captain America might soon be a quadrilogy or 4 movies.
Yeah, Sam Wilson's gonna be in the
Mhm.
4th one.
Oh
But
boy.
I would count that as a different superhero, honestly.
So
He's like a different Captain America.
Oh,
for the last segment, I had to go to drink water.
The Steve Rogers.
Do you want to
trilogy.
blind rank MCU movies, or do you want to do an overrated, underrated, properly rated thing?
we could do overrated probably.
What happened to disagree or agree or disagree?
That's gonna be a while, so we'll do that in the Godzilla review.
Okay.
Speaking
So-
of Godzilla,
Godzilla, yeah, we watched that movie. Can't wait to talk about it.
Gojira.
Overrated, underrated, properly rated. I'm gonna name out something, and then you guys are gonna say if you guys think it's overly rated, underrated, or properly rated.
got it.
The FNAF movie. 3, 2, 1.
Underrated.
Overrated.
You think the FNAF movie is underrated? Explain.
What?
Okay. Might have to. Because we did just do a rewatch,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and I was thinking of my past self, rewatching it, there was a lot of boring scenes. So I think it's properly rated for critic wise, not audience wise.
I'd say properly rated. What's your take on the FNAF movie? We're big FNAF fan. Big FNAF.
I think it's filled with good Easter eggs. I will be honest. The Easter eggs in it are good, but the story, like the plot line, they could have done so much better with
really
what they
bad.
had. There was good actors.
I thought, and that's exactly how I felt about the Easter eggs. I felt like they could have done so much better with the Easter eggs. Like I could count on my fingers how many Easter eggs were.
I'm glad
in
they
that
didn't go
movie.
overboard with the Easter eggs, and I'm glad they made them simple and like
But why not?
scarce references.
Balloon
but
Boy was such a lame Easter egg.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even
And
count
then-
that as an Easter egg for how many times it showed up. It was like
I like Sparky the dog.
Sparky was
They could have
good.
added some more stuff.
Yeah.
To
There was some neat stuff in there, but it just for the most part it felt lazy. The story and pacing was definitely off. I hated everything with hated all the Dream Child shit. I hated everything with Vanessa. My least favorite scene of 2023 is probably that pillow fort scene. After rewatching it, it is just cringe. It is so cringe.
fair.
Yeah.
You could say that with the Corey extension. Though.
Yeah. At least it's Corey though. He gives out a cringe YouTuber reaction.
But then
that-
that's probably what they want.
yeah, it's what the people wanted.
Oh,
The
man.
Flash movie. Oh wait, do you have
So,
anything?
yeah, I was just in my mind. I'm comparing the FNAF movie to like adult movies, with just rated R movies, and I know it will never be that, but it makes me sad with all the missed opportunity. It could have been like super impactful, super cool, just super creative.
Yeah.
All
Rated R cut one.
We really needed to direct that movie.
For real.
Yeah, I swear we would have made a great FNAF movie. You guys need to let Emma and Tammy know that we need to direct the next one.
Exactly.
The Flash.
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
Overrated.
Overrated.
It's overrated. The movie is so
Underrated.
So what do you mean by overrated? Because it got bashed critically when it got great reviews before it came out because that was like the only promotion I had. But when it came out, it got bashed critically.
Yeah.
I just think, like, I still hear a lot of people kind of like it.
Yeah, we're Flash defenders.
Like-
I think the Flash is really fun.
I don't know. That CGI, the whole story.
Yeah, CGI was terrible.
When they brought back Batman, that was like a spark of hope, and then it just went downhill after that with like the time travel back in time. It was like, it was a headache to watch. I'll be honest.
See,
Go on.
yeah, we watched it right after Spider-Verse, so we were definitely probably
Yeah,
tainted.
that's my thing. I think it's like an Ant-Man and the Wasp situation. Like you watch Infinity War and then you go watch something like Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like it's a huge drop off. I didn't really initially like the Flash upon when I first watched it because it was right after Across the Spider-Verse, and that was like it came out in the same month. It is honestly the Flash's fault for coming out for thinking it could come out the same month as Across the Spider-Verse.
We gave it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah,
That is still not that
after
bad
a
still.
rewatch, I raised it to like a 7.5, maybe an 8 out of 10. I really like the Flash upon rewatch. Besides the terrible CGI, I thought it was really fun. Much like I hate Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, but a positive about those movies, it feels like a comic book movie. It feels like I'm a kid flipping through pages of wacky shit happening in a comic book movie. And I feel like that's what Flash is. Like with the opening with him saving the babies, it looks bad, but like
I thought that was stupid.
Yeah.
that's what I wanted from that's what Flash is. I loved how he's just doing simple little fun stuff, and that should have been the whole movie. Him doing like small. They shouldn't have tried to do the Flashpoint story in the very first Flash movie. They should have tried to keep it small scaled. That's why I like the opening so much. He's saving the babies and stuff, and that's just normal fun Flash activities. And maybe I'm a little bit biased because Flash is my second favorite superhero of all time. I love the Flash. I love Barry Allen as a character. Obviously, actor for Barry Allen did some pretty bad things.
Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of people rate it.
That's
lower.
one of the reasons why I did not like the movie.
Yeah, obviously he did some terrible things, but I thought his acting was great in that movie. I thought him and the other Ezra did get annoying by the third act, but like I'm not. I mean, I'm glad he's not gonna have a career basically.
He's
But
a bad person, but he's not a bad
if he
actor.
didn't do anything bad, I 100% would have missed him as the Flash. I thought he was a great Flash.
It's just him in Justice League. Oh my god, that made my view on the movie like drop.
But I don't think he's necessarily bad in Justice League. He just doesn't do anything in Justice
That's
League.
the thing. Like I
doesn't
used to
do
love the
anything.
Flash, and then Justice League came out. I was like, wow, the Flash sucks. Great, he doesn't do much.
Nah, Flash is so cool. I love the Flash.
But there were some good scenes in that movie, like the scene with his mother and that
Everything with his
store.
mother was spectacular.
Yeah, it was great. That was a perfect part of the movie.
I love
honestly.
that. And then we get some of the best on-screen Batman action ever. Everything with Michael Keaton Michael Keaton's Batman is awesome. He gets some great action
No, that's what I was
sequences.
saying. Like the Batman when he came back, that was a spark of hope for
Hell
the
yeah.
movie. Like I thought, okay, this is going
And I
somewhere.
thought Supergirl was good too. I liked Supergirl.
She was fine.
She didn't do anything great, but I thought she was fine.
Yeah.
And then I really liked how, like, they ended up just kept dying. You guys remember, but like, no matter how many times they kept going back in time, that Batman and Supergirl kept dying. I thought that was interesting.
That kind of got boring.
Well, I mean, well,
They have to do time travel right in these kind of movies.
Have you seen Man of Steel?
It's been a long time.
Because you remember he has that big fight with Zod in the city, and he's lasering through buildings, and he's throwing Zod through buildings, killing a bunch of innocent people. I love how the Flash kind of a major part. It kind of shits on Man of Steel. It takes the Zod battle because Zod's it's like in a different timeline, so they take the Zod battle onto a desert, not like onto like a flatland, proving you don't have to have a big CGI battle in the city killing tons of people with Superman. I just thought that was really stupid. But I like how the Flash corrected that, where it had this big... I didn't mind the third. Obviously, the CGI isn't the best, but the Flash is like kicking off of each other's feet and
I thought that was so stupid.
No, I like that. Them working together at the end, doing it was like good superhero action. It's what I wanted to see from a superhero movie. I loved it.
Fair enough.
I'm not aching you to rewatch it, but I would recommend a rewatch because I did like it quite fondly. I might even put it over Guardians 3 because I'm lower on Guardians 3 than a lot of people, but I really like The Flash.
Hot take.
The Mario movie, 3, 2, 1.
Overrated.
Yeah, I'm glad. What's your guys' take on Mario movie?
It was
A very big missed opportunity.
Yeah, video game movie done wrong.
Yeah, very wrong. Sonic was so much
It was
better.
it was still fun to some points, but they could have done a lot better.
There was just too many references at one after another, like constantly.
My whole thing is Mario movie. It's like it starts off in the normal world, then you get Luigi out of they separate Luigi from the start, which is obviously a huge mistake. But then Mario's in Mushroom World, and then he moves the main Mario world, and then you're getting all these really cool set pieces like the Rainbow Road, which looks awesome. But then it immediately moves on to the Donkey Kong scenery, which looks, and it goes to the Donkey Kong thing, and then it moves to the Rainbow Road, and it doesn't slow down.
Yeah.
It keeps moving the location, the scene, and it's like you don't get to spend any time. Like I like the Rainbow Road stuff, but you get to spend no time with it. Like they gotta use the Mario Karts because they gotta go get the Bowser faster. Like it was literally like they just had a checklist of stuff they need. Like make sure we get the Mario Kart, make sure we get the Yoshi egg in there, make sure we get all these like checklist of
would you
Easter
have
eggs.
preferred more slow areas in between? Because the movie was pretty short. They could have extended.
Yeah,
It was a
like-
90-minute runtime.
The Rainbow Road thing lasts for like 2 minutes. Like why did that need to happen? Like I like it. Like make it more like actually part of the story.
What
Right.
scenes would you have taken out?
It's not necessarily I would have removed everything with Luigi, of course, because when it just out of nowhere it'll just cut to him for like 3 minutes and then
He
forget
does
about him for like
nothing.
40 minutes of the movie.
That's my biggest problem. Luigi has like no redemption. He has a redemption, but he just saves Mario just with a thing really quick. Gets validated.
Do you guys know about a movie where how do I where two people who are really close together get split up and then they come together by the end, and then the main character ends up getting a power up and turning super and takes out the main villain? Literally
No,
Sonic
what?
2. It's Sonic 2 where Sonic and the human guy get split up, and then Sonic ends up getting all the emeralds to turn super and take down Eggman at the end. Mario literally was just Sonic, but so much worse. I mean, yeah, Tails was there. He was a fun sidekick, but it's literally like the Star thing just felt like they was just trying to rip off the Sonic movie. Like the Star thing, like Mario and Luigi get the Star thing, and it's just like this is just the same thing that happened in Sonic 2, which was so much better. But yeah, I was not that big on the Mario movie at all, sadly. So when we rewatched it recently for the end of the year ranking we're gonna do. And I really wanted to go into it with an open mind, trying to enjoy it. and I just couldn't. I just thought it was just a bad kids movie.
Bowser was very disappointing. He was just a simp the whole time. He could have
Not
been
even
like
a simp. He was just like a pervert.
Stalker.
Like it was gross.
like I feel like the rejection could have happened a lot earlier, and then he like because if they did want to have that joke in there, sure. But if the rejection happened earlier, and then he moved into like a very bad like villain and started really destroying shit, kidnapped Peach, and like even though Peach showed that she was skilled, she gets kidnapped. Now Mario's scared because he doesn't have the skills to do any of this. He has to learn to get through all of this harsh wilderness, whatever, all on his own, and he ends up saving. Well, maybe with Luigi too, because Luigi shouldn't have been the one they saved. It should have been Peach.
I really like the dynamic. Like at the start, you get this really fun tone with the Mario Bros intro, like that little fun intro they do, and then Mario and Luigi's dynamic is great. I really like them at the start, and then they separate them, and I just don't understand. I really wanted to like the.
It's
Mario
funny
movie.
because it's called the Super Mario Bros.
Yeah,
movie.
and then it's just the Super Mario Bro. Movie.
Exactly. Just call it the Super Mario movie at that point.
Yeah, and then the Yoshi, like there was multiple Yoshi Easter eggs throughout the movie. Don't know why we needed.
No,
to
there was only
dedicate a whole-
one. There was only one. It was the Yoshi's running. I think it was at the end.
There was
of
a
the movie.
Yoshi egg. Me and there was
No,
a
no,
Yoshi
but that
egg
was at
spotted.
the post credits.
And there was a Yoshi egg just sitting
I just
on a
remember
table.
the
and it
post-credits.
ran. Well, I did spot a Yoshi egg just in a few different areas, but I did notice some red Yoshis or something. Wasn't there? There was some like you were saying running or something. But the animation spectacular. Mario World can't get more perfect than they did it, and I just feel like they missed every opportunity.
If and when they do a sequel, what would you want it based on? I'm saying Mario Galaxy. I think that would be.
Weren't they setting up Galaxy? They said something to do with Galaxy. I think they were setting up
I'm
Galaxy.
not into like Mario games and everything. I mean, I love the old platformers and everything.
I hope they don't bring in Cappy.
And so you asked me what I would remove. I wouldn't necessarily remove everything, but I would make scenes like the Donkey Kong scene and Rainbow Road scene longer, and I would have turned Luigi's subplot into a Luigi's Mansion subplot. Because if you're gonna send them to this spooky place with ghosts and the Koopa bones and stuff, just do Luigi's Mansion.
And
We love
that
Luigi's
was an
Mansion.
Easter egg to Luigi's Mansion, was it?
It was kind of
Yeah.
if it was iffy. It was iffy on whether it was or not.
Yeah, it was like setting up something for the future, maybe.
I guess I don't know.
Across the Spider-Verse, 3, 2, 1.
Proper.
Properly
Underrated.
Yeah.
You
No,
can
it's
never
properly
rate
It's
it.
properly rated. No one says
Everybody
that
loves
movie's
it.
bad. The people who say it's bad is like they haven't seen good cinema because it's so good.
It's amazing. Mutant Mayhem, 3, 2, 1.
Properly rated.
Probably rated.
Properly rated. I would say underrated, but I feel like most people like that
A
movie.
lot of people.
Yeah,
I see a lot of
people.
people.
I love
like
Mutant
it.
Mayhem. Did you like Mutant
I
Mayhem?
did on
I'm so
second
glad.
rewatch. Really good movie.
Hell yeah. I love Mutant Mayhem. Easily my
Our
second favorite
theater
movie
was
this
really
year.
good too. Everybody loved it.
Yeah, we got to see it early. We got to see it like a week early. I really liked that. It was nice. Ant-Man 3. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. 3, 2, 1.
Properly rated.
Yeah.
Everybody-
Terrible.
Nobody likes
Nobody likes that movie.
Fair.
Cocaine Bear. 3, 2, 1.
it.
Underrated.
Properly rated.
I think it's properly
Underrated.
rated. You
That
think-
was
you
a
really liked
hilarious
Cocaine Bear.
movie. I love that movie.
It wasn't that funny.
I thought it was funny.
It had its place,
It had
but
some
like
I really like. I thought the kids were kind of funny, but they were annoying at some points. And then by the end of the movie, I thought the pacing was really off. Like they would dedicate like almost like 45 minutes to these adults, and then it would randomly just cut back to the kids, and then they kind of all merge at the end, but not really. But
a lot of them are dead.
I love the part where the kids try eating cocaine, like they're actually eating it. It was really. There was a lot of funny moments.
I
in
thought
it.
my favorite part is when the bear's chasing the ambulance and like especially that part in the trailers where like the music is. It's beautiful, and like just seeing that in the movie itself, it was.
I love
so
the
much.
cocaine cubs.
It's definitely
Love
Yeah, the cocaine cubs were so
Love
good.
the cocaine cubs.
Dude, that movie is so funny. It's not even supposed to be good. I don't think it's supposed to be good at least, but it's a fun.
I don't think it's good, but it's so fun.
It's a fun,
really
movie.
fun.
I
movie.
love it.
Really
It's
fun.
so underrated. I hate that people don't like it. It's so.
Yeah, I think I could go underrated because I don't hate it, but I think it's properly rated for. What
I
it
don't
is.
know. I haven't heard any
It
opinions
has
on that
pretty
movie.
low. It has pretty low ratings. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
sad, unfortunately.
Okay, probably underrated then.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, 3, 2, 1.
One,
rated.
probably rated.
Properly rated.
Properly.
Everybody loves that movie.
As they should.
We all love that
I
movie.
would say.
Barbie. 3, 2, 1.
Overrated.
Underrated. Oh, overrated.
Oh,
yeah.
Overrated.
Completely
I
overrated.
didn't mean to say underrated.
Me and Ryan's least favorite movie of the year.
I thought it wasn't bad, but obviously
I hated Barbie.
Yeah.
One of my least favorite films of all time. I couldn't stand it. I unfortunately had to watch it twice because I had to watch it with Ryan to do our review on it. And I really hated it.
I didn't think it was bad, but it has its bad
I
moments.
thought it was
Oh my
incredibly
god, it
funny.
was so stupid.
Yeah, and like me and Ryan have talked about this. My favorite thing about a movie is when all the scenes matter. Every scene is needed. Every scene slowly builds up to something. Like every scene, and it's all entertaining. Barbie is none of that. It's just shit happening to happen. It's just nonsense, and it just wasn't for me.
I'll be honest, just Margot Robbie alone saves it. But
I agree.
that's
agree.
a bias. That's a personal
And the
bias.
Mojo Dojo Casa House.
Oh
That
yeah,
was kinda funny.
that's the best.
Civil War. Captain America Civil War. 3, 2, 1.
Overrated.
Obviously, properly rated.
Properly
Yeah,
rated.
it's like, you gotta. We already had this
People love that
movie?
discussion.
We're
but-
not.
Well, it's underrated on Letterboxd because
Yeah,
no
it
Marvel
doesn't-
movie has over.
Yeah,
a 4.
people just hate on every Marvel movie because they're superhero,
They're superhero.
movies and they suck. The Avengers, the first one. 3, 2, 1.
Properly rated.
Probably rated.
I think it's
Underrated.
Underrated.
It's underrated.
One of the
actually.
most-
It's
yeah.
surprisingly underrated.
Nobody talks about it when they're talking about their favorite Avengers movies. Nobody talks about it when they're talking about their favorite Marvel movies or comic book movies or superhero movies. It's obviously one of my favorite films of all time.
There's
so-
better movies. I understand that, but I think it should be in your top
10 at least, if not.
top 8.
It's either my 4th or 5th favorite movie of all time. Love the Avengers so much.
I forget where I put it. I think it's in my top
It's,
5.
it's number 5, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
It's just such a good movie.
No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home. 3, 2, 1.
Properly rated.
Probably rated.
Could say underrated now because of all the haters coming out for it.
Fair enough.
Toys,
I think a lot of people just heard somebody say that and then
And
they
they
just
wanna
kind of
be
went,
different.
went
But, like,
with it.
I have a lot of the Spider-Man 2 take. I got so much shit for that. People telling me I didn't even play the game or I'm just saying it for attention. I just don't why would you hate on No Way Home? If you actually like the movie, then why would you just switch up and say you hate it to try and be different?
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's so lame.
Don't follow everyone else. Be your own person.
Yeah, be yourself. Be
Exactly.
yourself.
That's
Toy-
something I had to kind of learn too.
Yeah.
We all did. Toy Story 4, 3, 2, 1. Properly rated. I think most
Yeah,
people dislike
properly
that movie.
rated.
I haven't seen it.
Toy Story 3 was a better ending than Toy Story 4 will ever be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm too scared to watch.
Well, I
Toy
will
Story
say,
4.
animation is
Oh, beautiful.
I love
They were showing off for that movie.
if they put that on a
That
different
rain
movie,
scene at the start.
that right,
Oh, that was-
ooh, that got me.
Ooh.
I gotta watch it. I've
Got a
never seen
rager
Toy
for
Story
that. Ooh,
4.
can't say that anyways.
The Batman.
The Batman.
3, 2, 1.
At first, I would say it's overrated,
Underrated.
but now on my
Underrated.
second watch, overrated or not over, properly rated. Sorry,
It's the
Properly-
same thing.
Do you think it's underrated? I feel like most people love the Batman.
Really?
I'd say it's
I thought a
properly
lot of
rated.
people dislike it.
There's
They
a
think
lot
it's too
of
long.
haters for it. Yeah, people think
My
it's too long.
my sister really thinks that movie's boring.
Then again, I had the unfortunate of watching it with my brothers.
Yeah,
I will say,
that's sad. But you liked it upon rewatch.
yes, upon rewatch, it was really good.
I don't think any other 3-hour movie. Every time I put on the Batman, I don't think any other 3-hour, not even Endgame, can keep me glued to that screen for 3 hours straight. I am locked into that movie. And there's no CGI or wonky stuff that takes me out of it. It's grounded, realistic, and I love that.
I've watched that
love
movie,
The car
like,
chase between
3
Penguin
times.
and Batman.
Yeah, that's great. I watched that movie 3 times, and each time
I've seen it 10.
each time before I watched it, I'm just maybe I think upon rewatch I'll probably like it less. Nope, I just been liking it
good.
more.
So good.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
We'll do one more. I'm thinking of a good one. Teen Titans Go to the Movies. 3, 2, 1.
Underrated.
Underrated.
Master.
Underrated,
Yeah,
if not
we like the
properly.
Teen Titans Go movie, right?
It's underrated, if not properly rated.
I'm kidding. It's probably rated.
Properly.
I love. It's obviously one of my favorite films of all time. How long we been going for?
We've been going for 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Not
This has
bad.
been a good episode.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Of course. Thank you for
Yes.
having me.
Yes.
Thank
Our
you
of
so
second
much.
guest, we've needed a guest.
Maybe best guest.
It's been a
No,
while.
I
We
won't do
still-
that.
Need to do a Godzilla review. So you will be seeing him in more episodes because we still got to do a Godzilla review, and he will be joining
4
us
a.m.
for that
in the
review.
morning, and we've got to record another
4 a.m.
episode.
Are you guys down to record another episode?
100%. I
Are you
thought
down?
this was fun. Don't do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's down. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed our wonderful guest. Thank you for coming on.
Of course, thank you.
We're Jayden, Ryan. This has been
And
the Critical
Izeah.
Podcast. And Izeah.
And
We hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful week.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.